is wet, we're gonna ignore it. Anyways. So today is a very cute little video idea I had. I am a serial book review watcher, reader, and I thought, when are books the most helpful for me? And the answer is when I feel kind of lost. So what I'm doing today is all the books that I read at a time where I felt kind of lost. So let us begin. So the first one we have is Show Your Work by Austin Kleon. I want to say Kleon. This book was given to me by someone at my old school. We had a discussion about how we were both very creative and didn't want to work for anyone else, and at that point in time I was kind of struggling with, well, how am I going to get there? What am I going to do? You know, like, success in the creative arts is never guaranteed, I guess, to a certain extent. And so he gave me this book for my birthday, and it's a really good book for any type of career confusion or lack of motivation. So this was mainly when I was feeling lost in that sector of my life. I have folded pages of my favorite things he's said and like some information, and he's added like quotes from other people, and it's just advice. It's like, how do you stay motivated and how do you show your self-worth, especially as a creator, and things like that. It's not just for one type of creative person. So I would say it's for all type of creative people. I think if you're into that kind of stuff and you want to make that your all-time thing in life as a career, then this is a great book to start with. Next we have, honestly, this is one of my favorite books, and I didn't think it would be, but it's called Reasons to Stay Alive, and it's by Matt Haig. Reasons to Stay Alive is exactly what it sounds like, but it's also Matt's story on when he was suicidal and how he kind of overcame it. And the nicest bit about this book is that it's completely relatable in the sense that he doesn't sit there and talk at you, and he doesn't sit there and say, do this, and this is how you'll get out of it. It's more so, I was this bad and now I'm this okay and good, and I don't know how I really got there, but here are all the reasons to stay alive, and here's what helped me. It's a really good book, and I really enjoyed it, and I read it when I started to feel better mentally, and I really needed it. So this is when you're feeling lost mentally, this is such a good book to read. Next, we have a memoir. This is called Just Kids by Patti Smith. This book is my favorite book ever, literally ever. I cannot name a book better than this. I fell in love with this book so much that I forced myself to take forever to read it. I read this in about 3 days. I read this one in 1 day. I read this one in 2 days, this one in 1 day, and this one in 1 day. So I forced myself, because I loved it so much from the beginning, to take a month to read this. It's literally a memoir on Patti Smith's life and how she went from, like, technically like a broke kid with a baby and ready for an abortion to the biggest, like, female rock singer. And it's a love story, and it's a tragic story at the same time. And it's just like her experiences in New York in, you know, I think the 70s, I want to say 60s, 70s, 80s, one of them. It's just so incredible. And the reason that this made me feel not so lost was because it gave me hope that I would have good experiences in life. You know, so many people in this book die and so many bad things happen, and she's still there at the end of it, like, successful and happy and in love kind of thing. And it's so raw and real, and I can't wait to read the rest of her books. I'm holding back on buying them because I don't want to finish them. Like, I don't want to finish her books because I know I'm gonna love them so much. And I read it at a time where I was just feeling lost in general, like just completely in general. Like I was supposed to go to LA and then COVID happened and it forced me to go to uni, and I didn't want to go to uni, and then I started uni and I didn't really like uni, and my best friend moved away, and so many confusing things were happening and I felt so lost, and this book really made me escape. And it's been a long time since I've read a book that's made me escape, and I guess that's because I've started non-fiction, and I think fiction books help you escape. And although this isn't fiction, this really helped me escape and feel like, you know, being lost doesn't kind of last forever, basically. The next book is The Anxiety Solution by Chloe Brotheridge. This is a good book. The reason I liked this book, it's nothing new. It's definitely basic in the sense of like I know everything in here, and maybe that's because I have anxiety, so I have to be kind of educated on it. But what I did like is that it came with little tasks and stuff that help you with your anxiety. So she'll make you like write down a situation and then how you can like manifest it by like what you see, feel, think, speak, and hear. And then another one was write down a situation that makes you anxious and what you can do to prevent it or help yourself next time. Write yourself affirmations, write a list of self-care stuff. You know, it came with little things like that. And so I think it's worth it if you aren't that educated on anxiety. The reason this helped me not feel so lost is because I was only just, this was a few weeks ago, but maybe a month ago, I was only just starting to feel like, okay, like my anxiety is serious, but like what do I do? And this kind of like guides you through it. It's kind of like, this is so normal, so don't worry kind of thing. It's like a little hug, I think, in my opinion. The next book is Film for Her by Ryan Carlotto. If you know me, I have mentioned this in every video ever. I am obsessed with Ryan Carlotto. This is probably my second favorite book ever. This book is literally just film photos of Orion's life, so herself, her friends, memories, places, family, and then poems that she wrote about these things. I love showing the pages. It's beautiful. This book is my favorite book in terms of how it's made, how it looks. It's absolutely stunning, and it's just so worth the read. The print is gorgeous, and the reason this made me feel not lost is the exact same reason that Just Kids made me feel not lost. It made you feel like she speaks about, you know, deeper things in this, like heartbreak and like, you know, experiences and stuff, and yet so many things still seem so positive. It kind of helps you balance out this idea that everything's always going to be negative when you're feeling lost. The last book is Untamed. I read this a few months ago. It's by Glennon Doyle. Very well-known book, but the thing about this book is it was so good that I couldn't physically put it down, and I read it in a day. That's how good it was. This book, I've spoken about it before as well. It is about Glennon Doyle herself, and it's about her experiences in life, in her entire life. She got cheated on by her husband, she went through a divorce, she realized she was gay, she, you know, had to battle this idea of homosexuality with religion, and, you know, just so many negative experiences, but also so many positive experiences, and motherhood, and so many things, you know, and like writing her own books and starting her own stuff. It touches on every possible subject, and even though it's definitely probably better for women to read in the sense that it will touch a lot on feminism and motherhood and things like that. If you are a guy or you know, non-binary, this is still such a read because she still talks about things that are relatable, like, you know, battling sexuality with religion and just so many things, and she speaks about manifestation and everything. And this, I was so low when I read this book. I think I was the lowest when I read this book, and it really helped me, even just for those few hours. It really helped me just feel my emotions and have some inkling of hope. So you have to read this if you feel lost. You just have to, because it will just make you realize that every shitty thing comes with a good thing. And I think that's the whole point of like all these books. So these are my favorite books that make me feel not so lost, and I love them very much, and I can't wait to add to my little collection. And I think also, like, I love so many fiction books. Like, I'm obsessed with the Tokyo Ghoul series, and I'm obsessed with Leave Me Alone, but I love John Green. Okay, like, I'm basic, I get it, it's fine. And my favorite book when I was like growing up was Fangirl. Everyone knows that. And Eleanor and Park, and Where All the Bright Places Are. Yeah, I get it, I know, I was basic. I haven't picked up a fiction book in a very long time, and I want to. I mean, the closest thing I've gotten to a fiction book in the past year and a half is Chapters, the app, so we all know how that goes. I think if you want to really... I think these help more almost than fiction books. As much as escaping in fiction books helps, I think these help more because they're real. They're all real. None of them are fake. This is about her experience. This is about her experience. This is like the psychology behind anxiety. This is her experience. This is the psychology behind depression. This is, you know, his experience with work and advice, and it's all real, so it makes you feel less actually lost. You know, it's not company you're craving, it's an answer you're craving. And I think that in all these books you'll find something in them. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I love you. I hope you have a great day and the rest of the week. And I hope to see you in my next one. Mwah.